Ayan, okay. So ito yung na-mention ko last time ano, na 'pag hindi natin na-satisfy yung normality ng data, then we have non-parametric counterpart for that. So for t-test dependent, we'll be using the Wilcoxon sign. T-test independent, you have the Mann-Whitney. And then for the one-factor ANOVA, you have the Kruskal-Wallis. All of these non-parametric methods are contained in the Jamovi. Okay, so let's go to regression. I will also be giving you a copy of this. Ayan. So, linear regression, or in other words, we call them ordinary least square, or OLS regression. So, ano ba yun regression? Okay, so this is a statistical method usually used in finance, investing, and other disciplines like education and business that attempts to estimate the relationship between one dependent variable, usually denoted by y, and a series of other variables known as independent variables. Is this a measure of relationship? Yes, it is a measure of relationship. It's the same as correlation. Pero ang correlation kasi, ang focus niya is on the strength and direction. Okay? Direction, positive. Ibig sabihin ng positive, directly proportional yung y sa x. Pag nag-i-increase yung y, nag-i-increase din yung x. Pag indirectly proportional naman, as y increases, yung x naman nagdi-decrease. And also, it focuses on the strength. Kung ano ba yung relationship, is it strong, is it moderate, is it weak? Okay? Ang regression, this determines relationship, but this is more on estimating the relationship. Ibig sabihin, given the independent variables, yun bang independent variable ba natin, can this be considered as a predictor, as a determinant, or as a factor, as a significant factor affecting your y or your dependent variable? Okay, so kailan natin ginagamit ang OLS regression? Dakul kayang regression, ano, ugwa kitang logistic regression, ugwa kitang ordinal regression, ugwa kitang binomial regression, pero ano ang OLS or ano ang linear or multiple regression? Pag sinabi tang OLS regression, this is a test of relationship wherein ang y-ta, itong dependent variable, okay, sabi dito sa definition, linear regression cases which describes the relationship between one or more independent quantitative variables and a dependent variables, and a dependent variable, simple or multiple linear. Okay, actually, yun independent natin, pwede naman siyang hindi maging quantitative. Okay. Between one or more in quantitative or qualitative variables and active or continuous. Okay. Ayan, ulitin natin. Okay, so pag ang dependent variable natin is quantitative or continuous, and then you have this set of independent variables, yung independent natin, pwede maging quantitative, pwede maging qualitative. Okay? So, usually ang focus dito, what makes this different from other types of regression is that your dependent variable is quantitative. Okay, quantitative or continuous. Okay. Before we can apply your OLS regression or the linear or multiple regression, there should be an assumptions that we need to satisfy. Assumptions or diagnostic test. Unang-una, dadaan yung data natin sa tatlong test. Okay? That first is the test of normality, next is the test of multicollinearity, and then the third is the test of homoscedasticity. Okay, yung test of normality, familiar na tayo dyan kasi yun yung ginawa natin pag discuss natin ng parametric, di ba? Kasi we subject first the data to test of normality for us to be sure na valid yung paggamit natin ng parametric methods. Okay, so pag sa test of normality, usually your data subjected for regression should be normally distributed. Okay, dapat normally distributed siya. Second, ano yung test of multicollinearity? Dapat yung mga independent variables natin are not highly correlated. Okay, usually ang kino-consider, tinatanggal natin yung mga independent variables na correlated with each other at a coefficient of 0.8. At least 0.8 pataas. Pag ganyan yung correlation coefficient natin, kunwari may dalawa kayong independent variables na highly correlated, isa lang dyan ang pipiliin natin. Kasi that means pareho lang yung effect niya dun sa dependent. So we just choose one between the two. Okay? So, multicollinearity refers to a state wherein there exists interassociation or interrelation between two or more independent variables. So, there is a certain level of correlation that is required among your independent variables. So, kailangan it should be below the correlation coefficient of 0.8. Above that, um, vina-violate na natin yung multicollinearity. Okay? The third is the test of homoscedasticity. Homoscedasticity, that means that is your homogeneity of variances. Again, if you recall, na-encounter na natin to sa parametric methods kasi whenever we do the assumptions check, lumalabas na rin yung homogeneity of variances. We do the same with in applying regression. So aside from testing the normality, dapat normally distributed, um, hindi natin mapa-violate yung multicollinearity. Dapat din, thirdly, dapat our variances should be homogeneous. Okay? So to recall, di ba, ang inintroduce natin dun sa parametric na methods are the Levene's test saka Bartlett's. Dito, may binibigay na another test for homoscedasticity ang Jamovi under regression. May tatlo yan na test of homoscedasticity. Okay. Ayan. So for test of normality, familiar na tayo dito, 'di ba? The Shapiro, Kolmogorov, and then the Anderson. So sabi natin, your data is normally distributed if the p-value is greater than 0.05. Pagdating naman sa test of multicollinearity, ang basis natin will be your VIF, the variance inflation factor. Ang condition naman dyan, ang criteria, dapat ang VIF daw should be less than 10, which denotes an absence of multicollinearity. Again, ito pong VIF, binibigay na yan doon sa Jamovi. So wala na tayong problema dyan. Same with the test of homoscedasticity. There are three tests that is being provided by the Jamovi. We have the Bruch-Pagan, the Goldfeld-Quand, and then the Harrison-Mascade. This should be McCabe. Okay? Pareho lang po ang decision rule niya sa test of normality. The p-value should be greater than 0.05, which denotes homogeneity in variances. Okay? So we have to satisfy these three. If we have violated any of these three, hindi tayo pwedeng dumiretso sa regression. Okay? So very strict kaya ang regression kasi usually ang information na ibibigay ng regression is uh, the significant determinants of a certain dependent variable. So, importante na masatisfy muna natin yung assumptions niya bago tayo mag-proceed dun sa test. Okay. Sige, may questions or clarification before we proceed? Okay, so ulitin ko lang kailan nga po ulit mag-a-apply ng mga regression? I've seen some na may mga objectives na to determine if blank is a factor of this. Okay? For example, to determine if study hours is a factor of academic performance. O may mga iba pa doon. To determine if this has an impact on this one. Okay, factor of impact, influence, or if this has an effect on this one. Okay? I-recall ninyo yung mga objectives ninyo. Pag meron nitong mga keywords na sinabi ko, hindi po kayo dito magko-correlate. You're going to apply regression. Okay? Regression ang i-apply natin. Provided na, sana yung dependent natin should be quantitative or continuous variable. Okay, so let's have an example. Okay, so here we have a list of sales people along with their gender, IQ level, their extroversion level, and the total amount of money they made in sales this week. We want to see if IQ level, okay, we want to see if gender, kasi tatlo dito ang independent natin. IQ level and extroversion level can be used to predict the amount of money made in a week. So I've already provided this data set. Okay, pinost ko na dun sa GC natin. Ang sales per week natin is our dependent variable. Yan si Y. And then we have three possible factors that might affect the sales. We have the gender, IQ score, extroversion level. Okay. Yung IQ saka extroversion, wala tayong problema kasi numerical siya. Pero yung gender, bakit ma'am ang sagot natin ginawa niyong 01 ang code natin? Originally, ang gender natin is either female or male. So pag isa-subject na kasi natin siya sa regression test, gagamit tayo ng dummy variables para ma-convert natin yung categorical variable sa numerical. Okay? So, gagawin lang natin siyang numerical. So, gagawa lang tayo ng code. Ang code na gagamitin natin is numerical. So, 0 for male and then 1 for female. Relative naman yung pag-assign ng value. So, pwede naman ang i-assign nyo ng 0 is female, tapos yung 1 yung male. Okay? Ayan. So, we have this. So, we have 3 independent, and of course, our dependent variable is the sales per week. Okay, so usually 'di ba isa subject natin for test of normality. So ibibigay ko na muna yung result ngayon pero later ide-demonstrate ko using the Jamovi. So ang lumabas sa normality test, okay, yung p-value natin mas mataas siya sa 0.05 using the three, any of the three test. Okay? Pare-pareho naman, consistent naman siya. Mas mataas sa 0.05, then we can conclude that our data is normally distributed. Okay? So okay, yun una natin na uh, unang condition. Okay, next naman is the test of multicollinearity. Sabi doon, if your VIF should be less than 10. Okay, so IQ score is 1.06, extroversion is 1.05, gender is 1. Okay, so nasatisfy natin yung second condition kasi our VIF is less than 10. Actually, sa iba nga, may mga literature na nagsasabi, VIF daw should be less than 5. Okay? Pero ang alam ko, ang minimum requirement is 10. So, VIF should be less than 10 para masabi natin na hindi siya highly correlated. Okay? So, let's go to the third test. This is the test of homoscedasticity. Again, we look at the p-value. Okay? So, kundi ang decision rule natin, di ba, if the p-value is greater than 0.05, then we can conclude that your data has equal variances or homogeneous ang variances niya. Okay, so ang result ng Bruch is 0.27, ang Goldfeld is 0.36, and then the Harrison is 0.32. All of them are greater than 0.05. Okay, so we have satisfied the three conditions. So we can proceed with your test of regression. Okay, so initially ito yung naging result. Okay? Mama, ano to? Okay, so makikita natin dyan sa taas, model, R squared, F, DF1, DF2, tapos P. Dito sa table na to, dito sa row na to, ang pinaka-importante lang naman natin doon titingnan dito is the R squared, tapos yung P. Okay? This is the overall model test. Ano ang sinasabi dito sa overall model test? Sinasabi niya lang kung yun bang nagawa natin na model wherein ang dependent natin yung sales and then you have the three independent, the IQ, the extroversion, and the gender. Is this model significant para ma-predict natin yung sales per week? Okay, so ang decision rule dito, if the level of significance usually set at 0.05 is greater than the p-value. Okay, take note, your 0.05 is greater than the p-value of 0.026. Therefore, yung regression model natin is significant. So, overall model test, okay, yung overall model natin is significant. That means, with the interaction of these three independent variables, it can predict the outcome of your dependent variable sales per week. And what does this R squared mean? So, later papakita ko siya. Papakita ko muna kung ano yung magiging output sa regression. So, dapat ganito, makikita yung model. And then sa baba, yung model coefficients, you have the estimate, SE, T, and then the P. Okay? We're going to interpret that later. So, usually, ito yung magiging outcome ng Jamovi. Okay. Sige. Isa-isahin natin yung interpretation. Doon sa taas, ayan. So, ibig sabihin nga, since yung P natin is less than 0.05 or the level of significance is greater than your P value, then the model obtained was a significant predictor of sales per week. Okay, so naka-APA format kaya ni itong kung paano tayo i-interpret si result kang P. Okay, so the interaction of the three independent variables contributes significantly to the variation of the dependent variable. So kung ang increase kang sales saka ang pag-increase niya saka pag-decrease is affected by the interaction of these three independent variables. And then how do we interpret the R squared? Okay, your R squared is your coefficient of determination. So yung 0.430, convert ninyo yan sa percent. So to interpret that, we say 43% of the variation in sales is attributed to the interaction of the gender, IQ score, and extroversion level. Okay? Okay, what about the other part of the table? How are we going to interpret this? Ayan, meron pala tayong note. Note that this is an overall measure of the strength of association and does not reflect the extent to which any particular independent variable is associated with the dependent variable. Okay, so sinasabi dito, ang R squared, ito na yung result ng interaction nung three independent variables. Okay, it doesn't show yung contribution ng bawat independent kasi we have three. So, yung R squared mo is the interaction of this, yun effect niya or yun how much it contributes to the sales per week considers these three independent variables. Hindi siya yung individual contribution ng bawat independent. Okay? So this is the result. Ito yung the 43% is the contribution of the interaction of the three independent variables. Okay. What about this one? How do we interpret this? So kung titingnan nyo class, dito sa predictor, ang i-consider lang natin dyan na predictor, of course, is the IQ, extroversion, saka gender. May 1, 0, ibig sabihin, i-interpret natin dito in terms of pag yung respondent natin is babae. Okay, kasi 1 is coded for female. Pero naka-highlight yung extroversion. What does that mean? Okay? Tingin tayo dun sa p-value. Ang IQ score, ang p-value niya is 0.08. Ang extroversion level, ang p-value is 0.02. And the gender is 0.725. Naka-highlight ang extroversion level kasi yan lang yung predictor wherein ang p-value is less than 0.05. Okay, so the decision rule here, para ma-identify natin, alin ba dito sa tatlong independent variable ang may significant influence or significant effect dun sa dependent, our decision rule would be if the level of significance 0.05 is greater than the p-value, then that independent variable is considered as a significant contributor, significant determinant, significant predictor, it has significant influence, or it has significant effect on the sales per week. So, iisa lang, yung extroversion level lang ang may significant effect. Yung IQ score sa gender wala. Okay? So extroversion level is a significant predictor of sales. It implies that extroversion level influences or contributes to the increase in the sales per week. Okay? Extroversion level is a determinant. Another word for that, regressor, predictor, or a factor of sales per week. Kung sakali naman class, doon sa mini research niyo, iisa lang naman yung independent, then isa lang naman na mag-a-appear dyan. So, titingnan nyo lang yung p-value. If it's less than 0.05, then ibig sabihin, that's a significant factor. Otherwise, it is not a significant factor. Okay, so IQ score and gender are not significant predictors of sales per week. Okay? So, usually kasi, pag may application ng regression, usually ang mga panelists natin, hinihingan tayo ng predictor model. Ano nga si model mo kaya? Diba, na-mention mo kanina na yung model na nakuha natin is significant. So usually, ang magiging equation yan would be y equals, your sales equals the intercept, which is 1437.49 plus, ito, nasa baba lang yung ano niya. Okay, 4.86. Kumbaga sa math, ito yung coefficient. Coefficient ng IQ score is 4.86. Coefficient ng extroversion level is 46.11. Coefficient ng gender is 51.81. 85. Yan. Okay, so that's the predictor model. So, ito kasi binibigay lang naman natin pag hiningi ng panelist. Pero usually in terms of interpretation, yun na yung kaninang pinakita ko sa inyo. Okay, just give emphasis on this one, kung alin dun sa mga independent variables is a significant factors. And then, of course, we interpret your R squared and your P. Okay? Ayan. So, let's demonstrate using our Jamovi. So, una, di ba, buksan nyo muna yung regression data ninyo. Kasi palaging ganon. Okay? Kasi kung hindi niyo pa na-open beforehand yung regression, yung data, tapos nagkataon yung data sheet nyo, data set nyo is maraming sheets, usually nako-confuse yung Jamovi kung alin doon yung sheet na i-open niya. So initially, bago kayo gumamit ng Jamovi, i-open nyo na yung data. So dapat naka-arrange siya in this form, in such a way na dapat po, yung first row natin, nandyan yung variable name, and then you have the data. First row, variable name, and then the data. Okay? Then we open the Jamovi. This is very, very easy lang. Sorry ang daming yung mga tinatrabaho kasi ako ngayon. Okay, so far okay pa kayo class? Siguro thumbs up na lang kung okay pa. Ayan, sige, thank you. Salamat. Madali lang 'to, kayang-kaya niyo 'tong gawin. Akala niyo lang mahirap, 'di ba? Sabihin, "Naku, magre-regression na ako dito, baka hindi ko siya ma-gets." Hindi, mage-gets niyo 'yan. Kung sakaling magte-thesis kayo na may application nito, yeah, madali lang siyang i-run. Okay, siyempre ang first step natin is i-open natin yung data. Okay? Open. Ayan. Ayan, okay. So, yan din yung data natin. Tapos, click natin yung regression. And then, punta tayo sa linear regression. Ayan, okay. Dependent variable, sales per week. Ay, hindi. Ayusin muna natin pala yung data kasi yung gender natin, okay. Sige, click nyo to yung gender na sa taas, yung title. Okay siya, nominal text. Walang problema dyan. Kahit naka 01 siya, that is considered as numeral. Ayan, text. Yan. Yan. No, basta importante na yung measure type. Pagdating dito sa IQ score, extroversion, hindi siya nominal. So, lagyan natin siya sa continuous. Okay? Same with extroversion level. Hindi rin siya nominal. Lagyan nyo rin siya sa continuous. Yung interval sa ratio, we put that under continuous. And then sales per week, okay, naka-nominal din siya. Lagyan nyo siya sa continuous ulit. Ayan. Okay, dapat mabasa ng maayos ng regression. Okay? Ayan. So makikita nyo naman class, yun sa title niya, pag gender niya, parang may bilog-bilog yung icon niya. Pag IQ, pag numerical or quantitative, ang icon niya is parang yung ruler, para ruler siya. Okay? Sige, let's proceed. So click analysis and then regression, tapos linear regression. Okay, so dependent variable natin is sales per week. Okay, yan. Ma'am, ano pong ilalagay namin sa covariates, sa factors? Okay, ang covariates class, ilalagay natin dyan yung mga quantitative variable. Ining ruler ang icon. So, ilalagta dyan si IQ, ilalagta dyan si extroversion level. That's covariates. Ang factors class, dyan ta po ilalaog mga nominal. Okay? Pwede pong paulit si setup. Wait lang. Anong ulitin ko? Sige, sino ko mapuon? Sige, tanggalin ko ulit. Tama ba? May nag-ano kaya sa chat box? Okay, tanggalin ko. Okay, shall I start here? Sa setup sa Jamovie. Setup sa Jamovie. What do you mean? Wala pa tayong data from the very beginning? Opo. Bakit? O sige, ko-close ko ulit. Okay, don't save. Okay, sige. Click mo lang yung movie, pero dapat beforehand, naka-open na yung Excel mo. Ano, Jamil? Dapat naka-open na yung Excel mo. So, initially, dapat naka-open na tong Excel natin. Yan. Naka-open na yan. And then, open nyo mo yung Jamovie. And the files po. Okay, sige. So, click mo yung upper left na line, tatlong line. Kasi kukunin na, i-import natin data. So, open. Tapos, browse. Kaya hanapin natin yung data, regression data. Ayan. Ayan, so mag-start ulit tayo. Okay, yung gender okay lang kasi naka-nominal na to. So yung IQ kasi saka extroversion saka sales, makikita yung icon niya dito sa tatlo. Siya yung tatlong round. Okay, so ibig sabihin, hindi siya nakaset sa, kung i-double click nyo yan, hindi siya nakaset, ang measure type niya is nominal. Gawin nyo lang na continuous. Any data na naka-ordinal, ang ordinal din dapat continuous. Ordinal, ano pa, interval, tapos ratio, isa-set natin as continuous. Ma'am, bakit yung ordinal nakapasok pa rin siya sa continuous? Kasi usually class, pag ordinal, gagawin natin numerical value. Kunwari nga, educational attainment. Elementary, i-code mo as 1, high school 2, college 3, 4. You 1, 2, 3, 4. So, mariread niya yon as, ang ordinal usually, nire-read niya as continuous. Okay, so balik tayo dito. Extroversion level, naka-default siya sa nominal, gawin niyo lang siyang continuous. And yung sales, naka-default din siya sa nominal, gawin lang natin continuous. Ayan. Okay na tayo. Tapos arrow up. Okay. Yan. Okay, sige. Shall I proceed? Pa-thumbs up? Okay, sige. Thank you. Okay, so regression. Click natin yung regression, tapos linear regression. Ayan. Okay. Okay. So, pasok natin sa yung sales sa dependent, and then yung tatlong independent, ang covariates, pinapasok natin dyan, yung mga quantitative. Quantitative o yung mga continuous na data. Pasok natin dyan yung IQ, tapos extroversion level. Yung gender, ipapasok natin sa factors. Okay, anong difference ng dalawa? Ang covariates para sa mga numerical data like yung mga pinasok natin as continuous. These are the ordinal, interval, saka ratio. Ang nasa factors naman, nandiyan naman yung mga nominal. Okay, isa na to, itong gender. Okay na? Okay, ay, bakit siya NA? Wait lang ah. Hindi ako nag-error before. Wait lang. Ito na lang. Ayan. Ulitin ko lang ha. Kasi extroversion level. Sige. Yung extroversion level pala, sinet ko as ordinal. Kasi naka-level siya. Sige, okay lang. Ito, ulitin ko lang. Ordinal pala natin extroversion level. Tapos, yung gender. Okay. Nominal. Sorry ha. Kanina kasi naka-nominal siya tapos text ang nilagay natin. So, nominal dapat and then integer. Kasi nga, we use the integer 0 for male and then 1 for female. Okay. Yan. Ulitin ko lang. Nominal pero as integer. Kasi kinode natin yung female as 0 and then yung male as 1. Okay. Ayan. So, makikita nyo sa right side, ito yung naging result niya. Sige, ulitin ko lang. Ayan, okay? Okay, may mga isiset tayo sa baba. Okay, dito sa reference level, ayan, i-compare lang natin. Pag sinet natin to sa 0, ibig sabihin, makikita nyo dito sa table sa right, 1-0 in favor of the female. Okay, in favor of the female. Pero anyway, hindi naman siya significant. Okay, sige. Dito naman sa assumptions check, ayan, dapat pala ito muna yung inuna natin. So, i-check nyo yung collinearity tapos normality. Okay, check nyo yung collinearity tapos normality. Okay, pag chinek nyo yan, class, may lalabas na dito sa right side. Okay, papakita ko to later ulit. Yung result ng normality, tapos yung heteroscedasticity test, yung Bruch-Pagan. Okay, nasaan yung VIF natin? Sige, baba pa. Okay, so that's the assumptions check. Hinahanap ko lang yung sa correlation. Okay, model fit. Okay, model fit, i-check natin yung R squared, tapos F test. Okay, F test. Para makita natin kung yung model significant or hindi. R squared, saka ano. And then sa model coefficient, okay, wala tayong kailangang i-check dito. Okay, wala din dito. Wait lang ah. Bakit, paano natin papalabasin ito? Sige. Class, yun gumagamit ngayon, yun sumasabay sa akin. Pag-check nyo nitong dalawa, itong collinearity saka normality test. Okay. Do we have the same dito sa right side? May lumabas na test of normality, hetero, saka yung collinearity statistics. Dapat itong tatlo. Okay, sige. Ipapalakihin natin para makita ninyo. Okay, so ito yung lumabas dun sa Jamovi. Mag-assumptions check muna tayo. Ito yung pinakita ko na rin dun sa PowerPoint. Ito yung result ng assumption ng normality test, di ba? Okay? Kasi, tawag dito, yung P natin is greater than 0.05, so normally distributed yung data. Okay, pagdating dun sa homozygosity, yung P natin greater than 0.05 also, then we can conclude na homogeneous yung variances natin. Okay. And then, pagdating dun sa multicollinearity, kung titingnan ninyo yung VIF, okay, less than 10, kasi lahat siya 1.06, 1.05. So, hindi highly correlated yung mga variables natin. Okay, so satisfied natin itong tatlo, balik tayo sa taas. So, ito po yung dapat maging result ng test ninyo. Although, may mga highlight lang ako. Ayan, so makakita niya, di ba, among IQ score, extroversion level, saka gender, ang may value na less than 0.05 is yung extroversion level lang. Ito lang, 0.028 lang. Okay? So, extroversion level lang yung may significant effect dun sa significant factor ng sales. Tapos ito naman yung P na naka-highlight sa taas that tells us kung significant ba yung model. And then yung R squared, yung 0.43 gives us the measure kung, Miss Irene, recorded naman ito. So, pwede mo siyang balikan ulit. Kasi ang sinasabi ko lang ngayon, yung sinabi ko na kanina doon sa pag-interpret ng R squared. Inuulit ko lang. So yung R squared natin is the correlation coefficient. Yung 0.43, if interpreted, that would be interpreted as 43% of the variation in sales is contributed by the interaction of these three independent variables. Okay? Ayan. So balik tayo sa Jamovi. Yan. So, basically, ganun lang. Ganun lang ang magiging steps natin in running your regression. Okay? So, ipapasok nyo lang dyan yung mga dependent and independent variables as covariates and factors. And then, assumptions check. I-check nyo lang yung collinearity statistics and normality test para ma-check natin kung na-satisfy ba natin yung three conditions. And then, in addition to that, i-check din natin dito sa model fit yung R squared, saka F test. R squared para makita natin how much variation is attributed, how much variation in your dependent variable is attributed by the independent variables. The F test will tell us if the model of the regression is a good model, is a good fit, if the interaction of the independent variables can predict the outcome of your dependent variable. And then, yan, wala na rin naman to dito sa baba. Naka-default na siya as is. And then, of course, if you want to copy the result of the regression, di ba, punta kayo sa results, and then right-click nyo lang siya, tapos all. Tapos copy. Okay? Naka-APA format na to, kaya kung ano man yung output niya, yun na yung nire-require usually sa mga research, sa mga journals, kung paano magiging format ng mga statistics output. Ayan. Okay? So, balikan ko lang yung PowerPoint. Okay, so ulitin ko lang. Okay, so pag niran natin yung regression natin, usually ito yung ibibigay sa atin na result. Okay, so to interpret each part, you have the upper part there, the model fit measures. You have the R squared and P. So to interpret that, ibig sabihin ng P, the model obtained is a significant predictor of sales per week. And then to interpret your R's, or the interaction of the three independent variables contributes significantly to the variation of the dependent variable. Okay, to interpret naman your R squared, yung 0.43, convert nyo lang siya sa percent. So, ibig sabihin, 43% of the variation in sales is attributed to the interaction of gender, IQ score, and extroversion level. So, this is an overall measure of the strength of association and does not reflect the extent to which any particular independent variable is associated with the dependent variable. Okay, so to interpret naman yung susunod na table, okay, so dito titingnan na natin alin kaya dun sa independent variable ang significant predictor ng sales. So usually hindi naman yung tatlo ang magiging significant. Okay? In most cases may isa lang diyan or dalawa. Or basta hindi, usually rare case na lahat ng mga pinasok mo diyan na independent lumalabas na significant predictors. So lumalabas lang dito na predictor is the extroversion level. Bakit? Because 0.028 is less than 0.05. The decision rule here is it is a significant factor if the p-value is less than 0.05. Take note, baliktad ang decision rule niya pagdating doon sa mga diagnostic test. Yung normality test, tapos yung test of homoscedasticity, 'di ba? Baliktad doon. Doon naman sa dalawang test na yon, dapat mas mataas yung p-value sa 0.05 para masabi natin na normally distributed and the variances are homogeneous. Dito hindi. Sabi dito, magiging significant ang predictor mo pag, okay, your p-value is less than 0.05. Okay? Ayan. Baka ma-confuse tayo. So sabi dito, since ang extroversion level has a p-value less than 0.05, kasi it's 0.028, the extroversion level is a significant predictor of sales. So it implies that extroversion level influences or contributes to the increase in the sales per week. So extroversion level, another term for factor is determinant, regressor, or predictor. Kasi may mga ibang studies na ang ginagamit nila is the term regressor instead of factor. May iba naman ginagamit predictor. May iba naman ginagamit determinant. Ang iba naman driver pala, drivers of like this. IQ score and gender are not significant predictors of sales per week. Okay? Tapos if you want the predictor model, then you have it this is how we do it. Para ang maging in estimate column natin sa mga kung nagtuturo ng math dito, ito yung numerical coefficient ng independent variables natin. Okay? Okay, sige po. Questions or clarification? Pwede naman i-type na lang sa chat box kung may mga questions. Okay? Sige, I'll stop sharing.